Hi, you're with India Post Live, India's first online streaming news conversation web TV. I'm Ishan Russell, and the 2014 elections are finally over. We're still waiting for the results, but in the middle, let's have some fun. So, while if you're watching TVs, there's probably somebody shouting at you. Well, we're not here to do that. We're here to tickle your funny mood because 2014 also saw a lot of funny moments, a whole host of them. In fact, let's take you through some of the funny moments that the 2014 general election had for us.
Be it hilarious antics on social networking sites or the major jhol in general knowledge, Indian politicians certainly know how to keep the public entertained.
This morning, I got up at night. This morning, I got up at night.
From candid pictures of politicians to over-the-top behavior of campaigners and voters, this year's elections had numerous moments which will make you smile.
Happy birthday, Narendra ji. Happy birthday, Narendra ji. Happy birthday, Narendra ji.
So now that elections are over and results are awaited, let's go through the funniest images and videos doing the rounds on the internet.
Alright, so while everybody is doing the number crunching of who will win, who will not win, we'll ask you to do a bit of number crunching by yourself. Go to indiapostlive.com. There's a Humbole contest that we're running and you can participate, and in fact you can win a car, and that a sedan car is up for grabs, so are iPads or a host of other prizes. So go check that out. Just you have to make your prediction over there, and the rest is up to gods to decide. I mean, if who else is deciding? You've decided already. So now who wins? Perhaps God only decides, but you can also take the chance of playing God as far as till the 16th is concerned. So go on there, and Humbole is the contest. But what we're talking about today is, of course, the funniest moments of 2014, and we have a whole list of them. So what we'll ask you, the viewer, to do is to come in, join in, participate via Twitter, via Facebook. Just reach out to us. Go to indiapostlive.com and log in over there, and let's create a list of the 10 funniest moments of the 2014 general election. I'll be going through these moments one by one, and to discuss this with me, I have in the studio Sudeep Srivastav. He's a social commentator, RTI activist, lawyer, researcher. Also, Vishal Dahiya joins us. He's a senior editor or an associate editor at the Rajya Sabha TV station. Also, Sanjeev Singh and Nitin Sukija join us. Both, of course, are editors at India Post Live. Thanks very much for coming in, guys. So let's play out the first funniest moment for you. Let's see what producer Manal has in store for us. Manal, what are we playing first? Alright, so of course, sweets and elections, we're looking at pictures of Sandesh over there. Sandesh in different party colors. Vishal, I mean, you can't take sweets out of any Indian festive occasion, and elections certainly are a festive occasion.
Yes, and one very important part is that it's not only sandesh and sweets which we can see in different party colors. I would say we even saw, chapatis stamped with Narendra Modi Ab Ki Baar BJP Sarkar in Varanasi. So obviously people come up with, very interesting ideas to go ahead and propagate as to what they say, and specifically those slogans of political parties, they are the ones which becomes the catchy ones, and then you can see them posted on uncanny objects, posted on several places. We see them at several places where they are unlikely to be seen. So that is something which is obviously a little tickling to us.
All right, so I mean, let's have a consensus. Funny or not? Was it funny? I mean, not that funny.
Funny in a sense, surely funny. Because in politics, ultimately it's a war. So people of a particular party would like to eat the other symbols, other colors. They want to remain intact their own symbols. So
But the symbol would go bad if it's a sweet. It's a sandesh. It won't last for very long. Nitin, we had this show on laddus also, if you remember, and now we're talking about sandesh in various parties' colors in Kolkata. I mean, food and elections. I mean, with Indians, you can't take food even away from our democratic process.
Not at all, yeah, not at all. I mean, I was hoping somebody will make parathas in Delhi. Yeah. Just, can you imagine, a Congress paratha and a BJP paratha in Delhi, and Aam Aadmi Party paratha which could be swept away. But yes, as you said, Sudeep said, it is funny that it happens only. I mean, I also wonder, why does it happen in Calcutta? Do you think these things happen with Bengalis around. In Kolkata, they are the most creative people. They would, with Sandesh, they have CPIM symbol and they have the TM Tamil
Trinamool
sorry,
Congress, Mamta
Trinamool
Banerjee.
Congress symbol and the BJP symbol next to each other. I mean, I haven't seen the flick, but can you imagine when you go to a shop, you have these three lined up in front of you, and you got to eat up any of them. Like you said, you hit a party, you eat the Sandesh up.
All right. Let's see what we next have on our platter as far as the funniest moments of 2014 are concerned. All right, Karunanidhi being decked in a lot of currency notes is what we are seeing. Sanjeev Singh, you've covered elections in Tamil Nadu. Let's talk about the money power at play over there. We can see Karunanidhi with a whole garland of currency notes, and many would say was this given by A. Raja?
That's a given. I mean, in fact, even in the last assembly elections, what we heard was that the entire financing was being done by Mr. A. Raja and his associates. But I mean, it's interesting because I was speaking to a couple of my journalist friends from Tamil Nadu, and they were saying that the fact that when Raja was asked this question, he went on to say that why do you blame politicians for the money? Because at the end of the day, even the voters are the ones who ask for it. So it's like something you can't do away without. Perhaps the pictures of DMK patriarch with money just goes to show that it is an inseparable part of our election process.
All right. So, how would you see it, Sudeep? The money power, or just the fact that he's a senior leader and that is respect?
Money power is definitely there, and Tamil Nadu has a different culture of electioneering. The freebies system.
I remember the TVs offered, color TVs
Yeah,
offered
yeah,
last
yeah.
time.
This pattern has been adopted by Tamil Nadu way back, 10-15 years back. It's now coming in the North India. So it's a direct advantage, direct benefit. This pattern is in Tamil Nadu is very much. So it's quite honest enough on the part of the DMK Patriarch to wearing this all entire money.
Or rather, candid moment, yeah.
But but the out here, I guess the overall thing was to go ahead and symbolize the issue of corruption. And let's not forget that all of us would have seen it on our Facebook pages, shared by our friends, and somebody else. That one email, or rather a letter from the Swiss bank, which details the black money accounts of Indian leaders, Indian political leaders in Swiss bank. It has all those names, Rajiv Gandhi, and so on and so,
I think
so on
it
and
was
so forth. So,
more a wish list, I think.
yeah, that's
This
one
was
thing.
more of a wish list.
These are rumors which get spread, but then they are hilarious as well.
Hilarious as well.
If somebody would take a closer look at it, obviously, you would find that this is fake, with certain elements which are there. But then this is quite hilarious. This is quite interesting that people can come up with this creative ideas to go ahead and put it on.
All right, let's see what other creative ideas are there on offer for us from social media, from various other platforms. In case you have another idea you thought was really funny and we're not talking about it, do tell us. We'll talk about it for sure. All right, so let's see what else we have. All right, and the world leaders bowing down to Amma over there, from Barack Obama to George W. Bush to Shinzo Abe, if I'm not mistaken. So, whole host of world leaders bowing down to Jayalalitha. What would you make of that, Sudeep?
Amma made it very clear from day one that she intended to become Prime Minister. And in order to capture the imagination of Tamil Nadu voters, she tried everything which includes this kind of posters. So it's a funnier thing, but with a definite political message.
All right, would you see as much as a political message in that, Sanjeev? Let's go across to you. Amma and the world leaders bowing before her?
Case of being more loyal than the king, in fact the queen in this case. So the kind of supporters and the kind of sycophancy we see, especially for all of you there in Vishal Dahiya, especially we've been covering the Congress party, you understand the kind of sycophancy we've seen here, so you can imagine the sort of sycophancy to expect in a state like Tamil Nadu. So I mean, it's I wouldn't be surprised if after some time, if Amma really gets the numbers, if she gets about 27, 28 seats or maybe close to 30 seats, you may also have another cartoon doing the rounds where Rajni sir himself is bowing down to her.
And if you look at the other side of this perspective, wherein he's talking about the psychophancy factor and the funny part of it, the most recent funniest part that has happened today is even before there are 72 hours to go before the final election results are to come out, but the Congress leaders are now toppling over one another to go ahead and defend Rahul Gandhi that if it's a defeat, it's not his fault.
All right, but I mean, many would say that it is his fault, and because of the interviews that he's been giving in the run-up to 2014 and what we saw happening there. So Rahul Gandhi is a favorite of social media. I mean, many would say that his election was not 2014; it's still some years to go, and here's why. Let's take you through what Rahul Gandhi has had to say in this election. We ran it for you in the package. Let's see if my producers can pull that out for you right now.
और एक और बात सुन लीजिए, आजकल एक व्यक्ति है जो पूरे हिंदुस्तान में गुजरात की बात करते हैं। गुजरात को अगर किसी ने खड़ा किया है, गुजरात को किसी ने खड़ा किया है, गुजरात को अमूल दिया है, गुजरात को दूध दिया है, तो इस तरफ देखिए, इन महिलाओं ने दिया है, गुजरात की महिलाओं ने दिया है।
All right, so the intention was there, but the choice of words very poor. I mean, Sudeep, one would say for Sonia Gandhi, when I remember during the 98, 99, even the 2004, that language was a weak point. Rahul Gandhi, the same thing, language is a weak point?
More to that, Rahul Gandhi is basically a reluctant politician. He never owns the true politician's spirit, and whenever any demanding situation comes, he fumbles. That's the reason. So he makes more funny moments than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think for 2014, Vishal, I mean, and you've covered the Congress party and you've met Rahul Gandhi also during the course of this campaign, but any personal gems did he share with you?
Well, in the course of not only this election campaign, but I would say that in the course of his entire political career, starting from 2004 when he contested elections, there are, I would say, innumerable accounts where he has fumbled, where he has said something which he was not meaning to say, not intending to say. And then there were certain points when I guess he himself didn't know what he's talking about, like the famous Vicky lecture when he went on and on and on about India being a beehive. And after 3-4 minutes or so, he was trying to get back to the theme as to what exactly was he saying. So that is something which has made a number of his public appearances funny. And it's not only about his vocabulary, I would even say about actions, because all of us would remember during the UP Assembly elections that famous action from Rahul Gandhi, where he will take out a paper from his pocket in every public meeting and tear it out. As symbolic of the promises made by the Samajwadi Party and BSP government. And it happens at one stage we found out that happened to be the list which used to carry the names of those Congress leaders who were present on the dais. So it was just symbolic. That was something which was a fixture with him.
All right, we have more videos of Rahul Gandhi or even Lalu Prasad. Lalu Prasad, you cannot discount from any election. I mean, I love him in Parliament, but this the gems that he also
always
had
the king
to share
of funny years.
Yeah.
It's always the king of funny.
All right, let's see what we have from Rahul Gandhi and Lalu.
बाहर का उनका नेता कोई हिम्मत नहीं कर रहा पटना बिहार में आने का, क्योंकि बिहार के विषय में मालूम है सबको कि एकदम बिल्कुल धर्मनिरपेक्ष राष्ट्र है, राज है, और यहाँ लालू यादव बैठा हुआ है, नीतीश कुमार नहीं.
All right, so you heard Lalu Prasad over there, but Nitin, Lalu was famous for his one-liners. This time around, I think it was a more serious campaign because his party was in a very dire situation as far as the 2014 election is concerned.
Remember, not this election, but earlier also he was famous for saying that मैं पटना की सड़कों को मालनी के गाल की तरह चिकना बना दूंगा. So I think that was his that was the punchline which carried on for years and years. Every election they kept questioning him how the roads were, and, whether they were like Hema Malini's cheeks or not. But as you said, this election, Lalu did have much coverage because media was playing only Modi and Rahul. So you always saw Rahul Gandhi pulling his sleeves up as he's going to fight, but he never did. You always saw Rahul Gandhi, that Amma poster that you were showing actually reminded me of Rahul Gandhi's first historical interview where he kept saying women empowerment. So that's what women empowerment is. When you see Amma poster and the world leaders bowing down to her. And Karunanidhi was looking like a bridegroom from North India. So it's more how you interpret the picture. So it's money is there, but any bridegroom.
Nitin, how would you interpret Rahul Gandhi saying this morning when I woke up last night to rally?
It's philosophical.
Sanjeev, you've known Rahul Gandhi for a long time. I mean, right from the time when he first contested his first election in Amethi. What would you make of Rahul Gandhi's special ones as far as this election is concerned? I mean, the opposition didn't need much. I mean, Rahul Gandhi, I think, was taking care of a lot himself.
Well, I think you guys are being too harsh on him. It's not that it's only Rahul Gandhi, who makes these.
I would say the beginning sentence of Sanjeev itself is funny, being harsh on Rahul Gandhi. So.
Okay. See, I'll tell you what. I mean, even in these elections, I'll give you a small example. When Narendra Modi went to Azamgarh, he called Ramakant Yadav Ramlal Yadav. Okay, but no one talks about it. Because Narendra Modi, Modi's campaign is being totally done in a way in which he's not put in this sort of a spot. He's always been in a comfort zone. And that's why, perhaps we see more instances of Rahul Gandhi making these mistakes. Of course, if you go by the background, then it's totally different. But if Narendra Modi is also put in a similar spot, I would tend to believe that, he'll also give us a lot of funny and laughter moments.
All right, but Narendra Modi did put his party in a spot because of a particular tweet. I'll just ask my producer to play that tweet out right now for you. In fact, what the tweet had said, while the producer finds that and plays it out for you, was the fact that instead of vote for Lotus, there was a typo error and it said vote for Louts. So many from the Aam Aadmi Party and so Congress circles are already saying that.
Even Narendra Modi's speeches, there are various funny lines, funny dialogues. Although those are meant to deride the leadership of the Congress Party, he tries to corner them. Be it when he's countering Rahul on the toffee model. He's giving a detailed example as to how it's about a young boy who is yet to grow a little older, and then he always asks about toffee, and then he's in this election. If we find out, Narendra Modi at one point in time went to ABCD of politics, and he translated that very much perfectly well into Hindi EE as well. So that obviously it's.
But I would rather add, Narendra Modi, like Sanjeev was saying, was kept in a comfort zone. A very good one-liner of this time, Lalu, stick to this Guru ko humne roka, Chela ko bhi hum hi rokenge. This never made news.
So, and he was referring to
Advani and then he kept on saying how this Chela is demolishing Guru, Guru himself.
Yes, I think the BJP internally has a lot of funny jokes circulating around in their WhatsApp group, and I know the party has these WhatsApp jokes about LK Advani being left out in the cold. That was, I think, the start for the BJP. Yeah. But there are a few other videos that we'll play out for you. In fact, what did Raj Thackeray of the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena have to say? Thank God we're not Bombay, because we can make fun of him as well.
ये लास्ट टाइम में मैंने कहा था कि जब मुंबई में जब रेलवे में जब बम ब्लास्ट होता है तब कुछ नहीं, तब कैंडल निकलती नहीं आपकी. जब ताज और ओबेरॉय पे हो जाता है तब कैंडल बाहर आ जाते हैं. ये लास्ट टाइम में मैंने कहा था कि जब मुंबई में जब रेलवे में जब बम ब्लास्ट होता है तब कुछ नहीं, तब कैंडल निकलती नहीं आपकी. जब ताज और ओबेरॉय पे हो जाता है तब कैंडल बाहर आ जाते हैं.
All right, so the candle comment, I mean, meant to stir up passions, but it turned out to be more funny than anything else, Vishal.
Well, yes, and that has happened with many of the regional leaders. It's not only about Raj Thackeray. That has happened with many other regional leaders when they're taking jibe at each other. The recent one was coming in from Mulayam Singh Yadav for Mayawati, wherein he was addressing a rally and he said he was saying क्या क्या कहें हम मायावती को बहन कहें कुंवारी कहें क्या कहें, and that got a very harsh response from Mayawati, asking for stronger police action. Maybe I'm sure that if Mayawati would have been in power, Mulayam would have had to go ahead and take shelter somewhere.
Mayawati actually went on to say that Mulayam is having another wife.
Oh, well, so
this
All right, but let's not get into the personal lives of the politicians because that's opening another can of worms. But let's see what else is on offer as far as this 2014 general election is concerned. Another funny video. Alright, so Nitin, we saw just Narendra Modi pulling up his sleeves, mimicking Rahul Gandhi, but Narendra Modi also undergone a makeover because on social media there were photos doing rounds. When he took over as Gujarat Chief Minister, he had lesser hair than what he has right now, and he had a darker tone than what he has right now.
Yeah, even the colors of his kurtas there's a designer working on his pastel colors, which probably you and me won't wear, these light, bright colors that he... But going back to what... we were talking about toffee and trophy. I think for me that was the funniest thing of this election. When he didn't know what he was saying, for that moment he really didn't know. He was not even taking a jab to Gandhi. He was just talking about toffees and trophies, and he's saying we'll bring toffees back. And we brought जो जवान जो मरते हैं देश के लिए वो टॉफियां लेके आते हैं, जो लड़ते हैं वो टॉफियां लेके आते हैं. So that toffee and trophy thing was damn funny.
It was messed up really well.
And Mulayam Singh, I shouldn't be saying this, but that whole comment on rape thing, guys, बच्चों से गलती हो जाती है तो क्या उनको फांसी पर लड़ा देंगे? I think that was funny because it lacked common sense, it lacked sensitivity, and it lacked common sense. When you're saying that don't hang people, it's a normal mistake.
Yes, I think that would qualify as one of the most ridiculous moments of 2014, the Lok Sabha polls. But Sanjeev, we just saw Narendra Modi mimicking Rahul Gandhi mimicking Narendra Modi, Priyanka Gandhi jumping into the fray. So we really saw it all in 2014. I mean, we've had a host of these instances, and the fact that the social media was there and the fact there were TV cameras at every instance and everywhere, that meant that the politicians had no escape during this election.
See, one fact that has come out of this grueling 2014 general election campaign is the fact that, if given the right tools, Narendra Modi can give competition to any Bollywood actor. And that's what we've seen. There was this joke doing the rounds on social media that, if he's the one who's going to do all the mimicry, then where are all the mimicry artists going to go? People like Raju Srivastava and Kapil Sharma will have to look elsewhere, travel to some other countries and do business there.
All right, but it's funny.
I would like to add, I also see a pattern, though it's based on a conspiracy theory, that somehow Raju Srivastava, who was given a ticket from SAPA, and Mrs. Jaspal Bhatti, who was given ticket from AAP, they both chose to withdraw from the election. So,
because Narendra Modi was eating up all the mimicry space.
that's what I'm gonna say.
Alright, so that's the conspiracy theory, but you've been writing in, so of course we'll share the tweets that you've sent in. Srinath writes in that Jaya, the lead in Tamil Nadu, is better than Modi in Gujarat. MK Stalin, it says that it's, and he's quoting MK Stalin saying that it's neither Modi nor the lady but my daddy. Who's the winner for the 2014 general election. Yes, his brother lost out, Sanjeev Adagiri lost out. I mean, he didn't turn up in Delhi during his ministership in 2009 to 2014, but MK Stalin is still loving his daddy because he's getting the empire.
I hate to be parochial and regional in what I'm about to say, but the fact is, I just feel bad for all those officers who had to work under Adagari when he was here as a minister, because for him English and Hindi were on the same page, like studying Greek, and poor officers here, I just fail to understand what sort of language they would have used. Perhaps I think Nitin will be in a better position to tell us, Nitin, if you go to some country in Africa, you know, how are you going to communicate what you want done?
All right, let's
No,
see.
it's about I have to narrate this. This is traveling in Kerala. I mean, this neighborhood state next to Tamil Nadu. This is in Munnar. Okay, so when I asked for the bus ticket, the guy said something in Malayalam, and I didn't know. And I know India Post Live, there are a lot of Malayalis sitting there watching me. Right? So he said something Malayalam I didn't understand, and I asked for the bus fare. But the guy explained to me. He took out 10 rupees notes, 8 rupees change, and he showed me 68 rupees. Said, "This is what you have to give me." That's how you gonna communicate in Africa, man.
All right, so the Chemical and Fertilizers Ministry, I think that was what Araghi was in charge of. I
Yeah,
think.
chemical
but,
and
but
fertilizer.
I'm pretty sure that during those 5 years.
But now
some-
he's singing Modi's praises. Now he's singing Modi's
Yeah,
praises.
yeah, yeah.
Araghi.
But
He's sincere.
I'm pretty sure that look at the positive side of it. During those 5 years, how many translators, those who could translate from Tamil to English or Hindi, would have found job in that particular ministry.
All right, let's get in a few more tweets while my producers play out some videos for you. First, Abhishek Kumar writes in that Priyanka Gandhi walking barefoot in Amethi, well, that was overacting. The Akshay #1 says that Arvind Kejriwal getting slapped was very funny. I mean, whether you find that funny or not, I didn't find that funny. I found that a little in bad taste. Vishal?
No, but given the sheer amount of repeats of that particular incident, makes it funny in the sense.
You know what was
the
funny?
leader gets slapped, the leader gets smeared with ink, the leader gets a shoe on his face. Means how many times will it happen?
There were pictures roaming on all over social media with Arvind Kejriwal wearing various kinds of helmets saying "Ab maar, ab maar." But let's not forget the line for this election, Nitin, and this was "Ab ki baar." कुछ तो बोलो यार.
That's his full name. That's his first name.
अब की बार बचा दो यार.
Ab ki baar bacha lo yaar.
हाँ, बचा लो
No,
यार.
you know the joke about Alia Bhatt joke that is going around. That they asked her what Narendra Modi's first name is, and she said "Ab ki baar."
अब की बार.
All right, but she didn't say that. That's just what social media does. It can take anything from anywhere, and I mean, but the joke still was pretty funny as far as "Ab ki baar," and we saw Sanjeev saw a whole host of "Ab ki baar" Modi Sarkar parodies all across social media, didn't we?
Of course, in fact, this morning only I got a joke on WhatsApp in which it talks about this, guy from a very poor background, and his parents, send him to school, and then he finally goes abroad. He does well, and he starts staying with his wife. Then he asks his parents to come there, but wife says, parents can't stay. They go back home, and the whole family drama happens. Eventually, in the end, this guy goes to Pandit, and he says, if you don't keep your parents happy, you will never be happy in life. And he goes back to his village. He finds out that his father's already passed away 2 years ago, and his mother is almost on a deathbed. So when he goes close to his mother, she wants to say something to him. When he puts his ear next to her mouth, she says, "Ab ki baar Modi Sarkar."
I actually, the way Modi campaign was ran, they promise everything. So I actually started tweeting many of such things. नहीं होगी पति पत्नी में तकरार, अब की बार मोदी सरकार.
Yes, you could solve all your problems.
हाँ,
That's
अच्छे नंबरों की अगर है दरकार, this is for student, अब की बार मोदी सरकार. So everything
By the
is
way,
for...
I must inform you that there is a dentist somewhere. I got a photo. His name is Modi Sarkar. Dr. Modi Sarkar.
So he might be another claimant to the Prime Minister's post. But Lakshmi writes in Phantom Delight saying, in Tamil Nadu, CM asked, is it lady or Modi? Next day, DMK joined it and said, it's neither lady nor Modi but daddy. The same MK Stalin one. Yes. Go ahead, Vishal. Sorry.
I was saying that the most funniest moment would be that that dentist turns up on 16th after the election results are announced, saying, "Yes, I am here finally. Where do I have to take the oath ceremony?"
Well, given the vitriolic nature of this campaign, I think we can do it with a little bit of outside influence, a little bit of cheer, and that is what we are trying to spread. See, as far as we are concerned, we are here to talk to you, and we would love for you to participate in this conversation as well. Tell us your funniest moments. Write into us. IndiaPostLive.com is the name of the website. Just log in, post your comments over there. You can use Twitter, hashtag IndiaPostLive to your tweets, or use our Twitter handle at IndiaPostLive, or just say hashtag funny polls 2014. That is another hashtag that we are using. Meanwhile, if you want to get in on the website, you can go there and check out the Hambole contest that we're also running. That has a car in store for you in case you win. So do participate in that contest. All right. Any other funny moments before we wrap it up? I mean, so let's get a consensus, gentlemen, on the funniest thing that you heard in 2014. And we'll start with you, Sanjeev.
Well, it's actually very tough.
You want 1 minute to think over it?
I mean, yeah, I'll think over it. I think Nitin should start. Maybe, he'll give me
Nitin, are you prepared for the funniest moment of the 2014 Lok Sabha election?
Everything that Kejriwal said.
Everything that Kejriwal said.
From मेरी कोई औकात नहीं है to saying दिल्ली का चीफ मिनिस्टर तो मैं हूँ, to saying कि कलेजा चाहिए चीफ मिनिस्टर की गद्दी छोड़ने के लिए, to saying ये चोर है वो चोर है वो चोर है. I thought it was funny. It was really, really funny. That 26th January dharna that he did, post that he became a caricature of himself. Till then he was coming across as a serious politician. Post that he became a caricature of himself. And everything that he did post that was really, really funny.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember now.
Go ahead.
I think it is what Didi, Mamata Banerjee, the terms that she used for Narendra Modi. I mean, she took him right back to the evolution stage. She called him a monkey, then she called him a donkey. I was just, thank God, the election campaign is over. Otherwise, you don't know where else she would have taken him. And you've seen that ad, there's that ad that comes where there's a donkey who's sitting, and then one guy eats a chewing gum, and then, he starts whipping the donkey and becomes a man. So I was just thinking of that, from a monkey to a donkey. I don't know where Narendra Modi would have headed if we had one more week to go as far as the election campaign is concerned for Didi.
All right, Vishal, your funniest moment of 2014?
Mine would be, I would say the funniest part was related to Congress and Rahul Gandhi, because during this entire election campaign and even before the campaign started, almost every leader and worker in the Congress party was hell-bent upon making Rahul Gandhi the Prime Minister. Rahul Gandhi was hell-bent upon not becoming the Prime Minister. Midway through the campaign, when Rahul Gandhi started saying that, yes, I am ready to become the Prime Minister, his party seemed to have lost the elections. So,
the country perhaps was divided on whether to become Prime Minister or not. We'll see. 16th is still some time to go,
well, yes.
48 hours to go. So the funniest moment of 2014
For me, funniest moment is how Narendra Modi get away with this 56-inch chhati. Because actually he is having a 56-inch tummy. Yet he got away with 56-inch chhati.
Alright, so just if you pull your tummy up a bit, it becomes a 56-inch chest. That is the funniest moment from our side. I mean, for me, the funniest moment was perhaps when Rahul Gandhi woke up one morning in the night.
Yeah.
So what is your funniest moment of the 2014 general elections? Write into us at India Post Live. Yeah, go ahead, Sudeep.
Yeah, but that must be of that famous speech when my mother came to me and she was crying, and part of that.
I don't remember which
that speech has very emotional and sentimental value to the congressman. So I'm sure those who are listening to it might take offense if you're talking.
Well, that's what the point over here is. We're here to talk about anything and everything under the sun. Whether funny, whether insensitive, whatever you deem it, you tell us. If you weren't funny at all, do write it to us and tell us that you're not funny. If you think you can be funnier, you try to be funnier and come in and talk to us on Skype, Google Hangout, Twitter, Facebook. It's all there at our disposal, just a click away. Well, that's it from on this show. But we are, of course, deciding the 10 funniest moments of 2014, and we'll be putting that up. So contribute. You make that contribution to that list as well. Thanks so much, Nitin and Sanjeev, for joining us via Google Hangout. Also, Vishal and Sudeep, thanks very much for coming into the studio. Well, that's it. Those are the funniest moments of 2014. If you missed out on anything, do tell us. We'll incorporate it in our list.